Hello, my name is Amy and I'm going to talk to you guys about communication. My needs assessment was a 5-question Likert scale that assessed the communication needs within one of our local hospitals. So poor communication is a common theme in the workplace, stemming from either a place of fear or a place of complacency. Often the energy of a work environment is emulated by how the manager holds their communication with its employees. It is the manager who typically sets the tone for what an acceptable behavior model looks like. Therefore, I decided to create a needs assessment survey to evaluate a local hospital's communication satisfaction evaluation. The survey consisted of 5 questions regarding qualitative data that was subjective to each person's anonymous opinion. The objective of this assessment was to evaluate employees on how well communication needs are being met at a local hospital. To help assess this need, 5 questions were asked regarding communication needs at the facility of interest. Question 1. When asked how much of a company newsletter the individuals read, they were given 4 options: most of it, some of it, skim through it, and not at all. The results of the survey concluded 60% do not read company newsletters and only 40% skim through it. This suggests that the data being offered in newsletters are not captivating for the reader and, in retrospect, a wasted effort in their approach on communicating with their audience, the staff. The following question asked to evaluate your manager's communication skills. The 4 options were listed: excellent, good, fair, and poor. The results from this question weighed in at 80% excellent and 20% good, suggesting this workplace has a strong model of what communication looks like. Open, honest communication creates a sense of trust within the team that overflows into a positive and calming environment. The next question asked to rate how well you feel you know the company. Very well, a fair amount, very little, or almost nothing. The consensus for this question weighed in at 60% stating a fair amount and 20% stating very well, and another 20% stating very little. Taking into consideration how well a person feels they know the company they work for can correlate to how well they feel they can communicate on certain topics. Next, the surveyors of this needs assessment were asked to rate how satisfied they were with the communication within their company. The choices were very satisfied, satisfied, neutral, and dissatisfied, with the results projecting 20% very satisfied, 40% satisfied, and 40% neutral. I found the results to this question very interesting, as almost half of the responses felt neutral, but earlier, 80% stated they felt communication with their management was excellent. This suggests a potential communication barrier with other neighboring departments. Lastly, the surveyors were asked how they feel about the information they received. The choices were listed: almost always believe it, usually can't believe it, and almost never believe it. The conclusion to this question resulted in 40% almost always believe it and 60% usually believe. This is a sign of excellent communication, as most everyone who participated felt that they could trust information being given to them. Communication needs are being met with minimal barriers. Overall, I feel this was an interesting survey to conduct and gave positive feedback to the outlook of communication standards at my facility.